Mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle, a region in the western North Atlantic Ocean bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and San Juan, Puerto Rico, is infamous for the mysterious disappearances of ships and aircraft. This area, often referred to as the Devil's Triangle, has been the subject of numerous conspiracy theories and legends. Some attribute the unexplained vanishings to paranormal activities, such as underwater alien bases, the lost city of Atlantis, or time warps. Others suggest more scientific explanations like magnetic anomalies, methane hydrate eruptions, or severe weather patterns. Despite these theories, many of the incidents have been debunked or attributed to human error and natural phenomena. However, there are a few incidents that still remain unanswered. These are those stories. Flight 19, 1945. On December 5, 1945, 5 Grumman TBM Avenger torpedo bombers took off from Naval Air Station Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for a routine training mission. Known as Flight 19, this mission involved a crew of 14 airmen under the command of Lieutenant Charles C. Taylor, an experienced pilot and World War II veteran. The flight plan followed a triangular route: east from Fort Lauderdale for 56 miles, north for 67 miles, and then back to base, covering a total of 120 miles over the Atlantic. Shortly after completing the first leg of the journey, the flight encountered problems. Lieutenant Taylor reported that his compass was malfunctioning, and the group seemed to be disoriented. The weather, initially clear, began to deteriorate, complicating navigation. Taylor believed they were over the Florida Keys and decided to fly northeast, thinking it would bring them back to Florida. However, this decision only took them further into the open ocean. As the weather worsened, communications with the base grew more sporadic. Radio transmissions from Taylor were increasingly frantic, indicating that the flight was lost and the planes were running low on fuel. Despite attempts to guide them back to Fort Lauderdale, all contact was lost by early evening. A PBM Mariner flying boat, designated Training 49, was dispatched to search for Flight 19. However, it too vanished without a trace, along with its 13-man crew. The subsequent search operation, involving hundreds of ships and aircraft, found no evidence of the planes or their crews. USS Cyclops, 1918. The USS Cyclops was a massive Navy cargo ship, over 500 feet long and weighing 19,000 tons. On February 16, 1918, the Cyclops departed from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, with a load of manganese ore. After stopping in Barbados on March 3rd, it set sail for Baltimore, Maryland, with a planned stop in Norfolk, Virginia. The ship carried 306 crew members and passengers, including the ship's commander, Lieutenant Commander George W. Worley. On March 4th, a radio message indicated all was well, but no further communications were received. The vessel disappeared without sending any distress signals, which was unusual given its size and crew. The U.S. Navy conducted an exhaustive search, covering thousands of square miles of the Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. Despite these efforts, no wreckage or debris was found, and no bodies were recovered. SS Marine Sulphur Queen, 1963. On February 2, 1963, the SS Marine Sulphur Queen, a T-2 tanker ship converted to carry molten sulfur, departed from Beaumont, Texas, bound for Norfolk, Virginia. The vessel was loaded with over 15,000 tons of sulfur and had a crew of 39 men. The ship was last heard from on February 4th, when it sent a routine radio message near Key West, Florida. After this message, the Marine Sulphur Queen vanished without a trace. The Coast Guard launched a massive search operation, scouring the Gulf of Mexico and the Straits of Florida. They found only a few pieces of debris, including a life vest and bits of wreckage, but no definitive evidence explaining the ship's fate. The disappearance raised numerous questions and speculations. Some theories suggest that the sulfur cargo might have caused a catastrophic explosion. Others propose structural issues with the ship, known to be problematic. However, the lack of conclusive evidence leaves the mystery unresolved, marking the Marine Sulphur Queen as another enigmatic case within the Bermuda Triangle. DC-3 Flight NC-6-2, 1948. On December 28, 1948, a Douglas DC-3 aircraft, registered as NC-16002, departed from San Juan, Puerto Rico, bound for Miami, Florida. The flight carried 29 passengers and 3 crew members, including Captain Robert Lindquist, a seasoned pilot with thousands of flight hours. As the flight neared the Miami area, Captain Lindquist reported that he was approximately 50 miles south of Miami and requested landing instructions. Shortly afterward, the aircraft lost radio contact and disappeared from radar screens. Despite favorable weather conditions and the pilot's experience, the plane vanished without a trace. An extensive search was conducted, covering both land and sea. However, no wreckage, debris, or bodies were found. The official investigation could not determine the cause of the disappearance. The DC-3 flight NC Skink 1002 incident remains one of the most baffling aviation mysteries in the Bermuda Triangle. Despite advancements in technology and continued interest in the case, the fate of the aircraft and its occupants is still unknown. Star Tiger, 1948, and Star Ariel, 1949. On January 30, 1948, the Star Tiger, a British South American Airways Avro Tudor 4 aircraft, departed from Santa Maria in the Azores, heading for Bermuda. The flight had 25 passengers and a crew of 6. As it approached Bermuda, radio communications became increasingly erratic and then ceased entirely. Despite clear weather, the aircraft never arrived, and no wreckage was found. Just a year later, on January 17, 1949, another British South American Airways aircraft, the Star Ariel, disappeared under similar circumstances. The Star Ariel took off from Bermuda, heading for Kingston, Jamaica, with 13 passengers and 7 crew members. The last communication from the plane indicated everything was normal, but it vanished without a trace shortly thereafter. Both disappearances prompted extensive search and rescue missions, yet in true Bermuda Triangle fashion, neither aircraft was ever found. Theories range from mechanical failure to navigational errors, and even the influence of mysterious forces within the Bermuda Triangle. Cessna 310 disappearance, 1984. On June 7, 1984, a Cessna 310 aircraft, piloted by veteran aviator Victor Rosales, took off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, en route to Bimini in the Bahamas. Rosales was an experienced pilot, familiar with the route, and the weather conditions were favorable. Shortly after takeoff, the aircraft entered the Bermuda Triangle's airspace. Rosales maintained routine radio contact with air traffic control until he suddenly reported experiencing unusual turbulence and navigational issues. His final transmission was a distress call indicating severe disorientation. The Coast Guard and other search and rescue teams launched an extensive operation covering the flight path and surrounding areas. Despite their efforts, no wreckage or debris was found, and Rosales and his aircraft vanished without a trace. Over the years, various theories have emerged to explain the myriad of disappearances, including everything from rogue waves to alien abductions and traveling through a wormhole to another dimension. Despite the myriad of theories and the lore surrounding the Bermuda Triangle, scientific investigations provide more grounded explanations. Human error is a significant factor in many of these cases. Navigational mistakes, miscommunication, and pilot disorientation can all lead to tragic outcomes. The Bermuda Triangle is a heavily traveled area, increasing the likelihood of incidents simply due to the volume of traffic. Environmental factors also play a crucial role. The region is prone to sudden and severe weather changes, including hurricanes, thunderstorms, and waterspouts, which can be treacherous for even the most experienced navigators. The Gulf Stream, a strong ocean current, passes through the Bermuda Triangle, capable of quickly carrying away debris from a wreck, making it difficult to locate and identify. Some reports suggest that the Bermuda Triangle is home to magnetic anomalies that can affect compass readings, leading to navigational errors. However, the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, states that magnetic anomalies are not unique to the Bermuda Triangle and can be found in many other parts of the world. There is also a hypothesis that large deposits of methane hydrates on the ocean floor could release gas bubbles, reducing the water's density and causing ships to sink. This theory, while intriguing, has not been widely accepted or proven to account for the numerous incidents reported in the Bermuda Triangle. Many scientists and researchers argue that the number of incidents in the Bermuda Triangle is not significantly higher than in other heavily traveled regions of the world. Given the high volume of air and sea traffic, a certain number of accidents and disappearances are statistically expected. While the Bermuda Triangle has captured the imagination of the public and inspired numerous theories, there is no scientific evidence to suggest that it is more hazardous than other parts of the ocean. Most incidents can be explained by a combination of human error, environmental factors, and the natural challenges of navigating the sea and sky. Or maybe that's what they want you to believe. Regardless, the legend of the Bermuda Triangle persists, and many still choose to avoid the area when traveling.